and I just may give them a key to something that I really didn't want us to have right then. And what it was...
All right, David, hold it there. We're at the top of the hour. I want to come back, finish that story, and then I want to take some calls. David Adair is my guest. Quite a story, huh? From the high desert, you're listening to Coast AM.
This is Coast AM with Art Bell. Now again, here's Art.
Once again, here I am, top of the morning, everybody. David Adair is my guest. He's a rocket scientist, a real one. And he just told you a story. The same story he told Congress a short time ago. What do you think? If you have questions for David, come now. We're going to get you on the air, and we're going to begin taking calls and let you question David. Now, look, I'm going to do something a little different tonight because it is the first night of WABC New York. So, I am restricting 2 lines to the listeners of WABC New York. They are my East of the Rockies line, toll free. It's 1-800-825-5033. 1-800-825-5033, or a direct dial line, area code 702-727-1222. And I'm going to try as hard as I can. Everybody else, please don't call those lines. Let the listeners of WABC in New York call them as we celebrate their joining the network. Or I guess we're joining them, or anyway, we're meshed or something. So the other number, the 2 numbers for WABC listeners exclusively over the next hour, 702, the area code, 702-727-1222, or the toll-free line, east of the Rockies, 1-800-825-5033. All right, tomorrow night we're going to have a very interesting gentleman here who's going to talk about what's going on with our sun, and there are some rather apocalyptic possibilities, I'm afraid. That'll be interesting. Thursday night, we're going to have Dr. Michio Kaku from New York City University, who is a physics professor. He will be here talking about time travel and many of the things that I think David Adair is alluding to with respect to the engine he got to see at Area 51. And then Friday night, Saturday morning, Whitley Strieber is going to be here, author of Communion and much more. And we're going to try to get to do what we didn't get to do the other day after this incredible event in the Northwest, something streaking across the skies of Seattle, Vancouver, and points east. NORAD said it went down in the Pacific, whatever it was. That's the story, but it obviously did not go down in the Pacific. Or else NORAD was not capable of tracking what so many thousands of you saw. Anyway, this hour, it's you and David Adair. David, I want you to meet the public. I just want to finish up very quickly. What did they tell you about opening your mouth?
Well, it's a long story, but...
a short version.
The short version is I got out of there with help of LeMay, and it was quiet that was the end of my summer vacation in my junior year of high school. I spent my summer vacation. So next year I graduated from high school, and I was getting ready to go to OSU, Ohio State University, in theoretical astrophysics, and I never made it because a guy from DOD stepped up in my graduation line, handed me a letter, and opened it up and said, "Greetings. It's June 10th, 1972. I'm drafted on the spot." And they came and got me, and they just took me. And I finally ended up spending, after we compromised, 10 years in the United States Navy.
10 years.
So the thing was, we just kind of let it blow by, and I was quiet, and I had a 3D career, science, and I just didn't want to, I voluntarily...
Didn't want to blow your career.
No, I'm not going to say anything, guys.
And somehow, Dr. Greer of CSETI talked you into testifying.
Right, because, well, a lot of things. The Independence Day movies, the attitude of the public has shifted tremendously.
Oh, yes.
And, see, if it's be suicide to do this 20 years ago, your career would be shot. You wouldn't be able to interface with anything.
All right. Now, you understand that there are a lot of people sitting out there this morning who are going, Yeah, right.
Yeah.
What
well,
what a fish story.
Right.
So I want to expose you to the public this hour, and also I want to get some calls from New York and New Jersey and Connecticut, probably all over the Northeast. So I'm celebrating the beginning of WABC here.
Yeah,
so
congratulations.
Yes, thank you. So let us begin. East of the Rockies, top of the morning, you're on the air with David Adair and Art Bell, and where are you?
Good morning, David. Good morning, Mr. Bell. My name is John. I'm calling from Staten Island, New York. And Mr. Bell, I have to say, I want to welcome you to the New York area.
Thank you.
I cannot tell you how delighted I am to hear you on. I spent some time recently in the Nevada area, and I heard your show. And I swear to God, I was almost praying that, I wish I could hear this in New York.
Well, here we are. What is your first name, please?
John.
John, I want to remember you as the first caller I've had from WABC.
It's such an honor to be your first caller. And I got to tell you, I've been listening to your show since you came on tonight. And I heard you talking earlier about how you said you're intimidated to be on WABC.
Absolutely.
Listen, you have nothing to be intimidated about. I've been around for a long time, and this station, WABC, has gone so downhill in the last 20 years, and it is so great that you are going. I think you are going to help rebuild this station. They got all these like David Duke types, like this guy Steve Malzberg on the station, who are just terrible. And
now, don't get me in trouble.
Oh no, this won't get you in trouble. Well, actually, a lot of people they were worried that they were going to give this time slot to the Steve Malzberg, but a lot of people protested. And all
right. Before you get me washed out on my first night, ask David Adair a good question.
Can I make one more quick comment to you? I heard you having Michio Kaku on Thursday night.
Yes.
And let me tell you, he is a regular on the. I don't know if you're familiar, the Jay Diamond Show on WEVD, which is the biggest news show in New York. He's a regular on that show. You should have Jay Diamond on one night. He's wonderful too.
Well, Michio Kaku is a genius.
Oh, Michio Kaku, and he's done some. Like I said,
I've had him on. 3 or 4 times now. Anyway, before you get me totally tossed off here, ask David a good question.
Okay, David. I'd like to ask you two things. When are we going to have? I was always a big fan of the Jetsons show. When are we going to have that kind of the cars that can fly around, like on the Jetsons? And also, what is your opinion of the whole thing about gays in the military?
All right. Well, that's pretty. All right. That's an awfully diverse question. So I'm going to ignore B and go for A. He's right about that. I mean, the kind of engine that you're talking about, if it really was under control, would produce the kind of cars that they have in the Jetsons, right?
Yeah, they would. Now, I don't know whether they're going to fold up into a briefcase like George had got and walk off with it, but it's a different technological problem. But the way they're flying around, there's a machine right now being made by a guy named Muller, and his Muller machine is very similar to a Jetsons-type craft, and he is so far along with it that the FAA is trying to figure out how to determine a license for it, because the thing can fly, land, pull into, he did a demonstration, pulled into a driveway at a McDonald's, drove off into a parking lot, took off and flew away. Now, is it a DMV license or is it an FAA license? See, there's all kinds of confusion here. So, but yeah, we're closing in on that type of technology.
So the answer is soon, huh?
Right, very soon.
God, I would love that. First time caller line, you're on the air with David Adair. Where are you, please?
New York, New Kennedy Airport.
Oh, well, all right. Welcome to the program. I guess you're my number 2 WABC caller.
Well, I called to tell you, welcome to New York City. I have been listening to you since July on 3 very scratchy 50,000-watt stations. I am so glad to have you in the New York affiliate. I cannot begin to tell you.
Oh, well, thank you. It's good to know that we were heard in New York, sort of.
It was awful. Most of the time I heard you over the Internet. But I'm really glad. I mean, I can hear you without static for once.
Without static, that's right.
I don't have a question for your guest. I just wanted to tell you I'm glad you're here. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. And thank you very much for the call. East of the Rockies, you're on the air with David Adair and Art Bell. Hello.
Hi. I just wanted to find out if the fusion engine related to the hypothesis of cold fusion that was controversial a few years ago.
All right. Where are you, by the way?
Staten Island.
Staten Island, Northern New York. All right, it's a good question. I think the answer is no, but we'll ask.
It is no. It's the same process, but apples and oranges are both fruit, but they're totally different of each other.
In other words,
Cold fusion is what it is. Cold. This is
very hot.
Yeah, this is very hot on the.
Again, with temperatures that reach.
Right, 100 million degrees centigrade. And you're pulling out of hydrogen reaction with water, where this is fueled, at least mine was, with deuterium trianium.
Gotcha. Wildcard line, you're on the air with David Adair. Hello.
Hello, this is Vince in Chicago.
Hey, Vince.